Okay, so after doing a bunch of bulk sales and other sales, this is what I think I have left for Iron Man. I probably have a lot more that's mixed in with other stuff, but there are several different collections of Iron Man. There's probably a lot of duplicates. The big keys have been pulled out, but let's go through all this and see what we have left. As you can already see from this example, there's a lot of copies of the same book. These have come from different collections. They've come from bulk overstock from shops. Just a lot of different collections where I'm going to have a lot of the same issues. All right, so after going through everything, it was a little less than I thought. It was only about 2.5 boxes, but I think it's some decent stuff. Starts at issue 32, 36, and then a couple. This one has a key. This is the Death of Guardsman here, number 46. So 20-cent Iron Mans. 53 is the first Black Llama. Then obviously it skips the first Thanos. And then number 6, as you see, there's a lot of copies of this stuff. It's multiple copies, which is great. But this one here is a key. This is a iconic Thor versus Iron Man cover. Now 72 is interesting because it actually features, this one's low grade, but it features a bunch of people at Comic-Con, like this guy here. That's Chuck Rosansky, the owner of Mile High Comics. So it's an interesting issue, Iron Man at Comic-Con. But yeah, again, it's just a lot of Bronze Age Iron Man, multiple copies of things. There's a lot of keys, a lot of, first appearances of armor and other stuff. It's a Blizzard. It's like a lot of minor characters. And as you can see, it's just multiple copies of things. '96, '97, '98, there's a bunch. '99, there's a bunch. And then do got a couple copies of 100, which is a key. 101, which is a cool cover. It's the first appearance of Dread Knight, but like a Frankenstein cover. Pretty cool. And then, so again, just a bunch of copies of this stuff over and over and over again. Then box number 2 starts at 117. And then we got 118 here, which is the first appearance of Rhodey. Got a couple copies of that. And then I got a bunch of the Demon in the Bottle stuff, but 120 actually is the first Justin Hammer. And 125 actually is a key also. This is the first cover appearance of Rhodey. But these are the Demon in the Bottle issues. I, of course, have sold out of 128, which is the most well-known one. So like I said earlier, I've sold most of the big keys. But thankfully, there is a couple copies left of some other keys in here, which I will show you in a second once I get through all these. Here we go here. So that's 151. Is that out of order? Out of order. 149. And then 2 copies of 150, which is great with the upcoming movie. So should probably sell those before the movie comes out. So this is when, starts getting into 1980s. Starts becoming a little less valuable. There's some keys in here. I think 170 is a key. Yeah, 170. Got a few copies of that. It's the first Rhodey in the Iron Man costume. So, again, they start getting a little less valuable. A lot of minor villains, like Vibro is one. But a lot of these, I'm probably, we get into this stuff, I'm probably going to end up bulk selling some of this stuff. Here's 219. It's the first appearance of Ghost. It's kind of hard to balance these when there's not enough in here. So, and then again, I'm missing some of the keys here in the 280s, but got some of these cool covers, which is nice, right? So Venom here, and then the first Hulkbuster, and that's the first Hulkbuster, and then that's a classic fight between the two. And then I got some annuals also, so pretty good. Again, I have some more, but it's all mixed in. But for this is a good kind of base of Iron Man. I'm probably gonna bulk sell a little bit of this just because it's bulk, but that's our Iron Man journey.